could see Mrs. Inslee right down there in the front row, and she kept telling him to smile. So I know that he wasn't smiling. And afterwards, there was an opportunity to go down and meet with the media, and he did not do that. He went back to his dressing room. And then there was a short, small reception for the hosts and the sponsors. And Barbara, my wife, and I went to this reception, and he didn't show up, and he didn't show up, and he didn't show up. And we were getting ready to leave, and the thing was breaking up. And finally, he and Mrs. Inslee appeared. And I overheard, it was a very small room, so we could overhear other folks. And one of the people said, "Well, Governor, how do you think it went?" And he said, "Well, I'm not a boxer, and I don't like getting hit in the face." Ladies and gentlemen, in my 30s, I was a boxer. And that first debate was just a warm-up. In the second debate, we had a few moments where he got hit in the face, and we weren't on the opposite sides of the stage. We were about 3 feet apart. Now, under the rules, I was not supposed to look at him or talk to him. I was supposed to pretend he wasn't there. But it's kind of hard to do that when somebody's right there. And there were 2 moments where I really don't think he was enjoying himself very much. And if you go to the debates or you go to our Facebook page, you can pull these out. But the first was on education. And he was talking about all the accomplishments on education. And then the sponsors or the moderator said to me, "Well, Bill, how is your plan going to be different from the governor's plan?" And I said, "Well, that's an impossible question to answer because the governor has no plan." In 2012, during the campaign, Rob McKenna had a plan. Jay Inslee took out television ads attacking Rob McKenna's plan, even though he had no plan of his own. But he promised one in 2013. But in 2013, he had no plan. In 2014, he had no plan. In 2015, he vowed action. In 2016. And the only thing he did in 2016 was sign a bill forming a committee that would promise to work on it before 2017. That committee that the governor brags about has met 5 times. I turned to him and said, "Governor, how many of those 5 meetings have you made?" That was the end. Silence. And I turned back and said, "Half of one. The governor is not engaged. He has no plan. He has failed at the state's paramount responsibility, and that means he is a failed governor." He didn't like that very much. And then I was asked about the income tax. And the governor was asked about the income tax. And he said that he wouldn't support an income tax. And I had my chance, and I said, "Listen, I will veto any new tax on any new income." 4 years ago, Governor Inslee said he would veto any new tax. And within weeks, he proposed over $1 billion in new taxes. 2 years ago, he proposed a new tax on capital gains income, which is a tax on income, and is a gateway drug to a full-fledged income tax. I said, "But Governor, you can solve this confusion tonight. Look into that camera and promise the people of Washington State that you will promise to veto any new tax on any income." Silence. He wouldn't do it. They want an income tax. They are maneuvering education and a number of other issues to say that they are forced, their hands are tied, we have no other option. We have lots of other options. Ladies and gentlemen, we do not have an absence of revenue in Olympia. We have an absence of leadership in the governor's office. We need, right now, as Jan said, in this 4th quarter, we need to pull together. We need to hit every door. We need to make calls every day. I talked to Governor Haley just the other day, and she said, "Bill, make every day count." She said, "Make every day count." She was in a close race, and she made every day count, and she ended up winning. We need to make sure, if we do not want an income tax, that we take the House of Representatives. And that means returning Michelle Caldier, Dan McEwen, Dan McEwen kind of combines the two. Drew McEwen, Dan Griffey. Who am I leaving out? Jesse Young. There we go. We need to return these people to the House, and we need to make sure that across Washington State, we are returning and electing people to the Washington State Senate. And ladies and gentlemen, let's elect, for the first time in 32 years, a Republican governor.